Let's try another. The godly soul is a little piece of God. Literally.
Right. Chelik Elikami Mal.
Mamish.
The Alter Rebbe adds mamish.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what was this godly soul before it became a part from God? Before it was a chelik, what was it? A very high creation?
Well, that would be even... you're saying it's a part of the Creator. So you're saying before that it would be part of the creation? Doesn't even make sense.
So it's literally a part of Him. So was there a time that the godly soul did not exist?
Well, if you're saying it's part of Him, then it can't have not existed because He always existed. What you can say is that the godly soul did not exist
As a soul.
as a separate entity, as a discrete, identifiable entity.
Right. Got to say the same thing about the Torah. There was never a time when God existed and tefillin did not. Oh, there was a time when leather didn't exist. God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh. So Shabbos didn't come until the end of creation? No, Shabbos existed before creation. And it caused the world to be created in the 6 days so that there is rest on the seventh. So the Torah is the blueprint, not the byproduct of creation. So this is where we get stuck on language. So if this is basically Him, how do we say that? And that is so unnecessary. This is not lefnim mishuras hadin. To not know that the Torah always was and therefore always will be is missing the entire point of what Torah is. And why we sacrifice our lives for it for most of history. So really the word is essential. Torah is essential.
It's not, I'm just going to push back, okay? It's not enough to say that, I don't have to say Torah is synonymous with Hashem. I can just say that Hashem commanded us to keep the Torah, and that's enough. That's enough. I don't have to say that it's Him. I can say it's from Him, and that's enough.
But everything is from Him. What makes the Torah different? Why is Torah holy? Every word is... I have another problem with this whole thing. Someone was asked, do you think God really cares if you do the mitzvah? And his answer was, what is this? Since when do we need a reason to do mitzvahs? We do mitzvahs for no reason. Stop looking for reasons.
Okay.
That a little bizarre.
Well, to me it sounds like if that's indeed, what he said, it's like conflating two different things. Do we care if he wants the mitzvah, and do we need a reason? I think are two totally separate things.
Yeah. But even the statement, we do mitzvahs for no reason, what kind of ridiculous statement is that?
Well, we do mitzvahs without requiring knowledge of the reason. We're ready to commit nasa and nishma even if we don't have the reason. We're able to accept the fact that the ultimate depth of the reason, even when we know something, even the mishpatim, which have some semblance of or they seem to resemble human logic in certain ways, but we know that we can't get to the depth of their reason. So, I mean, I do get where that comes from, that we don't need a reason.
Because we have the best reason. Because he asked.
Right, which is what I was saying before. It's from him.
Yes.
Okay, so, but why do we have to go as far as to say it is him? In other words, if the argument is, if I don't believe that Torah and Hashem are one, I'm not going to do it, I'll say to you, I will do it. Just knowing that it's his is enough to get me to do it.
Right.
Okay.
So all I'm doing is saying, what does it mean that it's his more than a tree or a river? Which is also his.
Okay.
But we're not going to die for a tree.
Okay.
But this notion that we do mitzvahs for no reason, since when do we revel in our ignorance? What kind of attitude is that?
You could say it's humble.
It is very humble.
No,
That's right. It's like right now, the Baal Shem Tov loved the simple,
right.
artless Jew who performs mitzvahs for no reason. What's great about that? So we should all be ignorant? The simple Jew doesn't perform mitzvahs for no reason. He performs it for the ultimate reason. He knows Hashem wants. Said. Whatever.
Right.
He's doing it for him. That's not the best reason in the world. A woman asks her husband for a favor, and he says, why? So, why what? Why should I do it? Well, because that way we'll pay less taxes. No, do it because I asked you to. Is that not the best reason? If she's reasonable. So this attitude of like, all of a sudden we're dumb, we don't need to know anything, we'll never understand that. What is that?
Okay.
This is the result of 4,000 years of scholarship. And then the word inexplicable. It's inexplicable why God would want us to separate meat and milk.
Right, it's a hike.
So what does that imply? It's inexplicable. God makes no sense. Is that what it means? Inexplicable means it is so much him that there need not be any reason.
Other reason.
Any rational, whatever, excuses. It's so much him. It's essential. That's inexplicable. Because you can't say why essence is essence. But that's so much of Chassidus, particularly the Rebbe's talks. What are chukim? Mitzvahs that have no reason. What does that mean? They're so much him. Not they're inexplicable in the sense of senseless or mindless, unjustified. So we really need to be careful with this ignorance that we suddenly, we can't know. It just feels like a little bit of a cop-out.
We can't know what.
Whatever I don't know, we can't know.
No, but there's a difference. We can't know the explanations of the mitzvahs. That's, I mean, there's a partial truth. I can't know it all. I can't know it all.
But that's not a mystery. You can't know it because there's nothing to know. It's not that God has a reason he's not telling you. He has no reason. This is him. So what don't we know?
You're saying the difference between it's unknown and it's unknowable. Unknown means, but someone who's smarter than me, or maybe an angel who doesn't have the problem of being in a body, or maybe when Mashiach comes and things will be more revealed, so that then things that were unknown will be known.
Right.
Then you're saying something that's unknowable, that it fundamentally is not knowable.
So one of the interesting things what the Rebbe asks, Moshe Rabbeinu, before he died, was given an explanation for all the chukim, including Torah Aduma. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Rebbe asks us an interesting question. You mean Moshe had no chukim? How is that possible? Torah is made up of Mishpatim, chukim, and Moshe didn't have chukim? And if you can explain them all, then there are no chukim. So I think the Rebbe's answer was, Moshe was given an explanation for why chukim have to be chukim. Not it turned into a mishpat. So the mitzvahs that don't have a rational reason is simply because they never devolved into a reason. They remained simply him. And in truth, even those that did devolve, it's only an apparent symptom change. It's not really. The mishpatim are also just him.
So why does the world exist?
To reveal God's essence. Him as he is. Because there is nothing else.
And we said we're not going to ask why does Hashem exist. That's a dumb question. And we said Hashem and Torah are one, so I'm assuming asking why does Torah exist is also the same dumb question. Then I'm not going to ask why does Torah exist, but I'll ask, now that you told me why the world exists, and you told me it's to reveal Hashem's essence, then I'll ask, and what does Torah have to do with that?
Torah is the method. How does God reveal his essence?
So if he wouldn't have a world, he wouldn't need to have a Torah.
The other way around. If he didn't care to reveal himself, then there wouldn't be a Torah. But Torah means God's ability to reveal himself, to make his will known, to make his wisdom known. There's one guy who thinks he knows a little Kabbalah, and he's ranting about God doesn't need the mitzvah. It's a rotzon. He wants. Hu urtzono echad. So what did you just say? He doesn't need it. His rotzon is just him. Truth is that his rotzon is not just him. Right? We never say his will is him. His will is pnimis hakeseh. Well, that's part of Ishtalshalos. So what is him? Call it a taiva. There's no other word. taiva atzmis.